Hello everybody and welcome to Sin City Living. My name is Jason. I'm bringing you today's wonderful episode. So some of you guys might be wondering what happened to the live streams. Well, here's the deal. What we're going to do, we're going to shift these to the patron site for our patrons. Once I figure out how to do that, I'm going to experiment this weekend. And there's a simple reason for it. I know the last one we had some volume issues and other issues that I eventually solved. And then I reshot the entire thing as a regular video instead of a live stream. And what I have noticed, I went back through and I looked. We've had a few live streams, and what I've noticed is that on the YouTube channel, our live streams get about a fifth of the viewership of our regular videos. So obviously most of you guys prefer the regular videos, and I want to give you guys what you prefer. So we're going to keep with the regular videos for the YouTube channel, and for our patrons we will start putting in some live streams for you guys. And along with that, thank you very much to our patrons, and hopefully you guys are enjoying the exclusive videos that we occasionally put out there for you guys, and the upcoming live streams, if anyone's curious about that, and the buying us a coffee, which I appreciate. Thank you. I think your name is Brian that just bought us a couple of coffees. Very appreciated. I'm back on my diet, so I'm trying to cut out the sodas, so coffee is definitely always appreciated. But yeah, if you're curious about any of that, just check the description of the video down below. Otherwise, because I don't want this to drag on too long, we're going to go ahead and jump into today's video.
What's going on, guys? I'm Louie here from Sin City Living, and today I'm going to be showing you how to play roulette. So roulette is the easiest game to play. One of the easiest games to play. I'm not going to say it is the easiest game to play, but it's definitely one of the easiest games to play. Why? Pick a number. Pick a number, put money on it, you're good to go. So for this video, I'm going to just say we're on a $10 table. So this is going to be exactly for those of you who have never been to the casino and played a roulette. So obviously the first thing you want to do, you want to come to the table, and let's say you're going to buy in for, call it $100. So I've got cash here. You're going to try to hand the money to the dealer. They're going to tell you to put it down. So you put it down. They're going to count the money out for you. Okay, they're going to count the money out. Changing 100, of course, they got the dolly and all that good stuff. They're going to count it out, and it'll give you chips. They're going to push out a stack of chips to you. Not checks, chips. I'm going to go over real quick the difference between checks and chips. So these are chips. What those are, they have no monetary value whatsoever. How do we determine the monetary value or the value of your chips? We have a track near the wheel that positions you and lets you know, and we'll put a color there, and we'll put either a lammer or a chip or a check there to determine the amount per each chip that you are playing. So if you're in spot 1, we're going to put, let's say you're playing with orange, we're going to put an orange chip there, and then let's say you're playing with, each check or each chip is representative of $5. We'll put a $5 check right above it or below it, depending on the house's procedure. Then that determines the value of that. Let's say somebody else is playing on the same table. They have a black chip, but they're playing 25s. We'll put a black quarter check on it to determine that, hey, this person is playing 25. Okay, so that's how we do that. So the difference between checks and chips. Chips have no monetary value. Checks do. This is a check, or this is a chip. This is a check, right? It says $5. Check, or chip, nothing. Chip, check. Chip, check. Chip, check. Okay? Real easy. So remember, anytime you leave the table, cash your chips out to get checks. If you don't, you're just walking away with nothing basically, or you're just walking around with useless chips that you we just fell down. Sorry about that, guys. We cannot stress this enough. Before you leave the table, cash your chips out, please, because as soon as you leave the table, we do not know how much, we take your chip down, the positioning down, we take it down, whatever, blah blah blah. And if you come back hours later and you try to play again and you have chips and you say, no, these were 25s, these were 20, we don't know that, Plenty of other people might have been playing with those, with the same color chips, and they might have been $5 chips. They might, or cashed in at $5, cashed in at 25, cashed in at 100. We don't know, so we cannot stress it enough. Cash those chips out to get checks before you leave, because otherwise, if you try to take the chips to another table, we're going to tell you you can't play with those. Take those back to Roulette, because they have no monetary value. So swap them out and get them changed. So of course you buy in, you set the money down. We're going to give you $100 worth of chips. And we'll put down what spot you're in, and we'll mark up how much each chip is worth. And I'm going to go over, like, what was I saying, a $10 table, right? Let's say you're at a $10 table. So when they say a $10 minimum, means you have to bet $10 worth. So let's say these chips are worth $1. Let's say they're worth $1. If you're betting the outside, if it's 10 minimum, that means you have to bet 10 per spot. $10 on a red, $10 on the even, $10 on the odd, on the bottom half, on the even, on the first half. And all these bets will pay you even money. Son of a gun. This mic keeps falling. Sorry about that, guys. So all of these bets on the outside will all pay even money. Okay? If they don't hit, they lose. If you're betting red and black hits, you lose. If you're betting red and a red number hits, you get paid even money. That's simple. Same thing. You're betting even and an odd number rolls or hits, you're losing. If you're betting even number hits, you're getting paid even money. Now let's go on to the dozens. The first dozen, second dozen, and the 12 dozen. Okay? These bets pay 2 to 1. And what the dozen is, it means the first dozen. If you bet on the first dozen, you're betting 1 through the 12, any of these numbers. Okay? That does not include the 0 or the 00. So this column right here, or this dozen right here, that's all you're betting. If you bet the first dozen, that's it. Those are the numbers you're betting. You get paid 2 to 1. It's got to be a minimum of at least 10 if you're on a 10 minimum, okay? Same thing, you're betting the second dozen, you're betting 13 through the 24. Right there, boom. 2 to 1. Same thing. On the third dozen, 25 through 36, any of those hit, boom. You get paid 2 to 1. Now let's go on to the columns. If you bet this column right here, this right here, like I said, $10 minimum, you're betting all of these numbers, not the 0 or the 00. Those are not included. Okay? All of these right here, you bet that, you're betting all of those. Pays 2 to 1 again. Same thing, you bet this, you're betting this entire column. Pays 2 to 1. You bet that right there, you're betting this entire column. It's going to pay you 2 to 1. Okay? If it doesn't hit, it loses. Plain and simple. So if you're betting this, and the number hits on this side, it loses. If you're betting here, and a number hits over here, this loses. You bet on here, and any of these numbers hit, you're getting paid 2 to 1. Now, let's go over the courtesy line. So, this is known as the courtesy bet. More often than not, it is the 0-00 split. Okay, and some casinos will do like this layout has, where it has the circle, and it has the 0 or the 00 on there, and that is known as the courtesy line for whoever's sitting in that area and that cannot reach the 0 or the 00. So usually it's a split. If you bet this, that is not a bet. But let's say there is no bubble that says 0, 00, and it's just a line just like this. If you bet it, that is called a courtesy bet, and we know that is a courtesy bet for the 0-00 split. Okay. If you bet the 0 or the 00, or let's actually talk about any number for that matter. If you bet $1 straight up on a number, straight up pays 35 to 1. Okay? If that number hits, you're getting paid 35 to 1. Now let's go on to the splits. What a split is you're betting between the two numbers. So if I put it right here, I'm splitting between the 17 and the 14. Okay? And if any of these numbers hits, I'm getting paid 17 to 1. Okay? It's a split. 16 or 19 hit, it's a split. I'm getting paid $17. Straight up, $35 split, $17. Now we go on to what is called a street. You bet a street. You bet it. Why is it called a street? Because it looks like a street. You know, you're betting the entire street. You're betting 3 numbers at a time, and if any of those hits, you're getting paid 11 to 1. If the 13 hits, you're getting paid 11 to 1. If the 14 hits, you're getting paid 11 to 1. The 15 hits, 11 to 1. You got a street. You hit the 28, 29, or the 30. You hit any of those, you're getting paid 11 to 1. Now, let's go on to a double street, okay? Or actually, before I go on to the double street, let's go on to corners. Now, I'm hoping you guys are catching on to this pattern. This is called a corner. You're betting all these 4 numbers, right? If that hits, you're getting paid 8 to 1, right? You're dividing it between 4 numbers. If the 13 hits, you get paid 8 to 1. 14 hits, 8 to 1. 16, 8 to 1. 17, 8 to 1. If I bet right here, you're betting a corner. 8 to 1, 8 to 1, 8 to 1, 8 to 1, if any of those numbers hit. So if I hit the 3, I'm getting paid 8 to 1, okay? And the splits go for the same thing on the, more often than not, this is a 0, double 0. Okay? It's a split. You know, you're betting a split, a street, whatever. Now let's move on to a double street. A double street is when you're betting this street and that street. You're betting both of them, okay? You're betting 6 numbers, okay? And if any of those hits, you're getting paid 5 to 1, okay? 5 to 1, yeah. So you're betting 6 numbers. If a 13 hits, you get paid 5 to 1. 14, 5 to 1. 15, 5 to 1. 16, 5 to 1. 17, 5 to 1. 18, 5 to 1. Let's move it over. You're betting the street. If any of these numbers hit, you get paid 5 to 1, okay? Now on a 0, double 0, you have what is called the house. Okay, you're betting the house. It looks like this. You're betting it right in this little corner over here. And like I said, it's a 0, a double 0, the 1, 2, 3. And you're betting 5 numbers. If any of those 5 numbers hit, you get paid 6 to 1. Okay, that's on American Roulette. Double 0 roulette. All right. And like I said, if you're on a $10 minimum table, $10 here, or $10 here, $10 here, and let's say you're betting numbers straight up. You have $10 right here. You've got to bet 10 different ways. And it doesn't have to be, you don't have to bet 10 numbers individually. You can stack it on one number. You can do this. You can do that. You can break them up. You can put multiples. You can spread them out. You can do courtesy bet. Whatever. However way you want to bet it, right? It's got to be at least $10 though, okay? So that is how you play roulette. Pretty easy. Just whatever the minimum is, bet at least that much, and just bet some numbers. There's really no strategy, according to me. I mean, obviously there are strategies, but when I go play, I like to just bet similar, the same numbers. Those are my 5 numbers that I like to play. Those are my numbers. I usually bet those. Sometimes I'll mix it up and try to, kind of bet the neighbors and all kinds of good stuff like that. I'll follow the wheel, but I don't go chasing what the wheel. If the person, I look. There's like boards. I try not to follow that. It says this number's hot or that number's hot or evens are hot or there's like a 51%, 51% of the black hits and like a 49 point whatever percent that the red hits. I like to just bet my numbers. Okay. Roulette's a really easy game to play. Just buy in, bet some numbers, hope they hit. Okay, hope they hit. That's all. Pretty easy, guys. I'm Louie here from Sin City Living. Don't forget to leave a like, comment, hit that subscribe button, and I will talk to you guys later. Bye.
Thank you everybody for watching today's video, and as promised, a little bit more detail on things that we are working on. So again, we want to continue trying to expand the channel. We're really hoping to be able to add roulette as soon as possible, and then some video keno, video slots, stuff along those lines. Unfortunately, it ate up almost all of our cash, paying off all of our bills during the month of January while we were down. And now that the holidays have ended, YouTube's payouts have dropped significantly. So we're kind of treading water here as far as all that goes. Do have a lot of things we want to add, though. Not just those things, those additional games, and hopefully some carnival games and such like that, but the live streams. The biggest problem right now with the live streams is with 3 jobs combined between the 2 of us, 4 if I include the 20 to 30 hours a week I'm putting into the YouTube channel. It's very, very difficult for me to have a day and time that I can commit to doing the live stream every single week, because we also have our very young child to take care of. But I'm trying to figure that out. I'm thinking it's probably going to end up being on Monday nights or Tuesday afternoons, or possibly both. I intend to do at least one live stream exclusively for our patrons, and then another one on the YouTube channel. So possibly both days. We also have a few other things that we really want to attempt to move forward on. I'm just running into either time or skill set issues. I do want to eventually have a website going for us. I did used to program websites over a decade ago. A lot of things have changed, and I just don't have that time. And not a whole lot of knowledge on the current state of building websites, hosting what sites can host, and how to build up the e-commerce stuff. So if anybody has any skill sets along those lines and would like to answer some questions or just help us out, shoot us an email, sincitylivingLV@gmail.com. Also, I really hope to be able to start adding some exclusive stuff from Sin City Living, logoed shirts, hats. I'm looking to get custom dice made, even custom layouts made, although those would be pretty expensive. But I know zero about e-commerce and drop shipping and anything along those lines. So if you have any skill or knowledge in that area, please email me. I would love to ask you some questions and see if you can answer a few to help me figure out how to get that going. Same thing with designing our logos. I had some logos designed, very, very small logos, unfortunately, not big enough to blow up to put on T-shirts and stuff like that. And again, I know I know nothing about logo design, graphic design, any kind of websites that could do it. I literally know nothing. So if you have any skill or knowledge in that area, also please email me, and you're willing to answer some questions. Please email me and let me know. I'll admit I don't even know where to start as far as asking some questions, but I'm sure I'll ask a few, and that'll trigger a few more, so on and so forth. So yeah, there's that, and of course we do hope to continue to improve our AV setup, but I am an AV moron, so also right there, if you have any skill sets or knowledge in that area, please email me, and are willing to answer some questions. Please email me and let me know. We would love to help. Otherwise, again, thank you everybody for watching, and we're very excited to continue bringing you our videos. Bye now.